I got like the Americana influence of the Dead and the way that Robert Hunter could spin the stories.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
Oh, what story do you tell yourself about this song?
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Like the Queen of Diamonds, by the way she shines. That sounds like a
he
marked
the card. Yeah, I think so too.
That sounds like a marked card to me.
Yeah.
And then
little cheater
he
son.
thinks he's got no chance of losing, but he is gonna lose.
Well, the song is called Loser, so
Yeah.
I kind of tell myself different stories just depending on, I don't know, the day, I guess.
The day I listen to it.
Yeah,
right?
because
sometimes he loses, sometimes he wins.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. So even if he wins, he could still lose too, because I placed this song in the Wild Wild West.
Right.
You know, so if he. The thing is, like, at the beginning of the song, he's approaching this person, asking for money so he can buy into the game, right? So he, at the beginning of the song, has lost because he doesn't... If he was a consistent winner, then he would have his own money that he could put into the pot. Like, he wouldn't have to be asking for money. So to begin the song, he starts as a loser, not in the sense of his self-worth, but he has lost many games of I think poker. Yeah, it's got to be poker because they reference Inside Straight. So I think as that he gets the money and he goes to play and he's cheating because of the marked card.
Yeah.
And so even if he wins, if they catch him cheating, he loses.
Well, there's that whole thing, and then it might not even be a marked card some days.
He might just be hopeful. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like,
that's the Queen of Diamonds. I'm calling it.
He's like, he wants to bet on the Inside Straight, which is the hardest to complete.
Is
in
it?
poker.
I have no idea.
Because you have an outside straight that might be like 10 Jack Queen King, and you can either get an ace or a 9 to finish it off.
And it's got to be in the same suit.
10
right?
Jack Queen King. So you a straight is all 5 cards, right?
Okay.
In the same suit in a row. Oh, so I might be saying that wrong.
I don't know. I know nothing of poker.
But I know with the outside straight is like you can get a card on either end. Like, so that will finish it. So you got 2 chances, like, out of the deck, right?
Right.
But, with an inside straight, you only got 1 chance. Because if you have...
So what, do you already have the ace? You have the ace.
So if you have, like, an ace. And then there's a straight and a straight flush. So I think you can get a straight... I don't remember. Like, it's been a while since I've played poker. Somebody's going to have to correct me. But so I think you can get a straight with any suit. But then you can get a straight flush, which is, like...
Maybe Jack could tell
all
us.
The same.
Jack from Phoenix. What's what?
All the
poker.
I think there's a straight and a straight flush. Gosh, it's been so long since I've played that style of poker.
I've played poker a total of 1 time. You were with me. I won. We were playing penny poker with some friends.
Texas Hold'em, I think.
I don't know, but I won. I said I'm going out while I'm on top, and I have not played poker since.
Yeah. Well, the interesting line of the song is interesting to me because it places in the Wild West for whatever reason. Because the thought of arming the town of Abilene.
Right.
You know, if I had a gun for every ace I'd drawn.
Yeah.
But then also, aces are really good draws usually because, a pair of aces beats a lot of things.
However,
it's a pretty good average hand.
Abilene during the Wild Wild West was not a large town, so it's not really a huge boast.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if I had a gun for every ace I'd drawn, I could arm a town the size of nowhere, Indiana.
That may be the case. I don't know the population.
I mean, it was. They did have a railway that went through there, so it did have some population. He's not saying I'm really bad, but he's also not saying Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Or
Dallas.
Actually, it could have been the Kansas Abilene because Abilene, Texas, was named after a Kansas town.
Really?
Yeah. Which was also a cattle town.
I think he's probably talking about Texas.
I think so too.
Because
it was Wilder and Wester.
Wilder and Wester, and they played poker. And
actually, I think Kansas is further west.
Seems like he's like a Texas guy in this one.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it. We tell ourselves very similar stories on this one.
It's a good story, and it leaves just enough to the imagination. I think that's the key to storytelling is that, you have a short time to tell the story.
Yes.
And some people do complain about the Grateful Dead going on forever, but a lot of times it's 75 to 80% lyrics that go on forever. I mean, it's not uncommon to have 6, 8, 10 verses in some of their songs.
Yeah, and we'll probably touch on let me see, what is it? Jackaro. you
But that
can't
was-
leave
right.
out a verse of Jackaro, otherwise you miss
Well, that's
a
more of
lot
a
of the
traditional, I think,
story.
that they covered. I don't think they wrote that one.
Even so, it
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter. It's one
you know,
they did.
it's definitely shows their influences for sure. You know, and I think it's just a great way. It's a fine art to tell a story, but not tell it too fine. That people can insert themselves into the story and they can imagine lots of different things happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's a real art form because it's easy to say, I woke up this morning and I went down to the store and I bought a beer and I drank it.
It's a little early
Then I
to
got
drink
real
a beer in the
drunk
morning.
and I beat up some people. You know, it's like you can tell a very linear story, or you could, you know, and you pretty much you can get the picture of what happened, and it might not be a bad song, you know, in the long
I don't
run.
know. I like the song. It begins.
But-
I woke up this morning, had myself a beer, and put on my cleanest dirty shirt.
Is
That's
that a
how it
song?
starts.
I
Yeah.
don't know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But see, you
It's-
can imagine
it's
that.
really
Like that
good,
paints
yeah.
a picture, you know.
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
His cleanest dirty shirt could have been something they wore 10 times or something they wore one time, but it leaves something to your imagination. Try to figure it out.
You
And
can
as the
almost
character
smell it.
develops,
Yeah.
you can probably change your mind onto just how dirty that shirt was. You know, and that's the nice thing about a lot of the Americana, you know, stuff that the Dead pulled off was it paints a picture but not too vivid.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
looking at an impression, which I prefer that style of painting as well. So I
Yeah.
prefer an impressionistic painting
Song.
as opposed to a photograph. You know, so it would make sense that I prefer the impression of a story.
I like it
over
all.
the
I
actual-
do like to fill in the bits myself.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason I enjoy. And I won't say all the time, but I will say 95% of the time I enjoy a book more than I enjoy the movie of the book, because I like to fill in
Yeah.
the character details. I like to fill in the settings, and when it's all just handed to you, it feels like you're not cooperating with it.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
what
like
story do you tell yourself about the chorus? Because I think of it two different ways. Last fair deal in the country,
Mm-hmm.
you know, last fair deal in the town. So it's two ways, I think. You know, I think he's telling the person that he wants to borrow money from, like, I'm going to win. Like, he's looking to borrow money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This is
he
the
is looking
thing.
to borrow money.
You know, and
He's stating his case.
He's like, I'm going to win. You know, I'm going to win. But it's weird because there's two ways to interpret that. If you interpret it as he can tell the Queen of Diamonds by the way she shines, then he's already a cheater, right, in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So is he saying this is the last fair deal, and then from here on out, like, it's in my pocket, like I'm cheating? Or is he saying to the person that is lending him the money, this is a fair deal, like this is your last chance to make a good deal with me, I'm going to pay you back and it's going to be great?
So I think it's more along the lines of the second one. However, there are several other bits of the verses that inform the chorus, and I think that he's saying he's moaning low, which references the desperateness of his situation.
Right.
So perhaps some previous lenders are after him.
Yeah.
And he is pleading his case. It's more desperate. So I think that if this person cares for him at all, which the chorus states
Suggests
he
that they
does,
do.
because will you give me some money? Please show me you love me by giving me some money, because you could save me, sort of situation. Won't you put your money where your love is? Or I think the original is your cold hard money where your love is. So it's like, you have something warm, but I need something
And it's almost
tangible
like,
right
you know,
now.
and it's almost like a double meaning, because like he uses the word deal multiple times, right?
Yes.
Last fair deal in the country, last fair
Yes.
deal in the town. Before this deal goes down, that could also
Saying
that
I'm
could
in-
also
I'm in
be a double
danger.
thing. It's a double meaning. It's
Yes.
a really great fun, right? Before this deal goes down could be like,
They're about to
you're
get
not-
me. I need money.
or like, before you don't have this chance anymore, you know, to help me out.
Yeah.
Or before they play the next round of cards, I need this money,
Oh,
right?
maybe,
like,
yeah.
Because like that's how I first was to interpret it, was before this deal goes down, we need to make a deal before this deal goes down.
I just feel like
Yeah.
there's such a desperateness in, like, okay, so again, the verses informing the chorus, he knows something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking the mark cards, like, I know me a little something you don't know, and also don't touch hard liquor. I don't need any liquor tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be focused. Just give me some coffee, and I got to get up in the morning. So there is a little time elapsing there because it's like, hey, I need this money tonight and I'm going to go do this tomorrow, but I need to be really focused for it.
Or is he like getting the money tonight? Like he needs the money. He's going to go do his thing. He's not going to be drinking. Like I need the money.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not going to be drinking. I'm going to go do this thing. And then I got to get out of here before the people that are after me catch up with me.
Shoot. Yeah, maybe.
There's a lot of ways.
Maybe so. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to
It's a great story,
it.
though, nonetheless.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear what you guys think and what the story tells you, or what you tell. Also, the story you tell yourself.
Yeah, the story you tell yourself. Also, on a serious note, if you're struggling with gambling or alcoholism, there is help out there. Please reach out, even if it's just in the comments. We don't know the places to go, but we will find the places to go. So if you're struggling with some addiction issues, you're not alone. You don't have to be.
You're always such a good helper.
You're sweet. Don't be a loser. Hey friends, Ashley of Sugar Lime Blue here. I wanted to draw your attention to something we've started doing on our Facebook. We've been featuring one of our special Sugar Lime Blue tie-dye t-shirts weekly. Here's an example of one of them. You guys seem to be enjoying this, so we're going to keep it up for a little while. So make sure you're looking for us on Facebook with our special weekly Sugar Lime Blue tie-dye t-shirts.